I want to do a quick first impressions of the Cold Steel Broken Skull by Steve Austin. That's a super cheesy logo on there. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, this knife really seems to turn a lot of people off, but you know what doesn't turn people off? Look at the size of that thing. And that coating? Yeah, you guessed it. That is DLC, Diamond Light Carbon. The best black coating you can put on a blade. It's very wear resistant. You can see on there. I've used this knife, and yeah, that coating is staying on there. Oh, but what steel is it? That's right. CTS XHP. Okay, this knife is made in Taiwan, and the weight on this guy is incredible. It is a 3.1 ounce knife. Okay. And they do that by having a just full G10 liner in here with no stainless steel. The only stainless steel is right inside here for the screws. There's a pocket clip right there, deep carry. And it has a small dip there in the clip so it doesn't catch on anything. That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, what a great knife. Now, what does that remind you of? Perhaps one of these guys right here. This is the Spyderco Endura. Okay. Also, perhaps a buck 110, and I have one. I just don't have one on me right now. But look at the size of that thing right there compared to that. Or perhaps compared to a paramilitary 2, and you can see that this knife really just dwarfs these guys. Okay. This thing is freaking huge. It has a 4-inch blade on there. This is a 3 3/8, I believe. Correct me on that. I don't know off the top of my head. But yeah, CTS XHP. So it's not going to have the edge retention of S30V, but it's going to sharpen much better. It's got the same amount of corrosion resistance, they say, as 440C, and perhaps the same wear resistance of D2. So, from my experience, it's been a really a sweet blade steel. If you love the sharpen, you're going to love this steel because it just sharpens up like a dream. As far as the wear, you can see the wear marks on there. I was using it just to kind of hack some brambles and some small tree limbs and stuff like that. Just kind of whacking it, practicing my slicing. And it did get a little bit of chipping on the edge. The thing is, though, that they weren't quite chips, blah, I can't even talk, but it seemed like they were rolls. It seemed like they came out really easy on the stone. So, a piece of paper here, I'll show you guys what I was able to sharpen it to. Very sharp, and you can see that right there. Just incredible sharpness there. So, love it. The steel is excellent on this. Triad lock. Very cool. The action is a little bit stiff when you get this knife, but you can definitely work it in with some lubricant in there. I haven't had to adjust the pivot or anything like that. And the spring back here has seemed to break in. Now, you don't have the David Boyle dent on there like you do on the Spyderco, which is really nice. I like that a lot. It eases up on my thumb. But it's fine. You could still open and close it the same. And they do have this unsharpened ricotta right here, which if you get your finger, okay, choked up, see where I put in my finger? If I disengage the lock, I can then let it hit my finger here and then let it close the rest of the way, okay? So the action on this is good. It's fairly stiff, but you could totally flick it out. Okay, it's still flickable if you know how to flick a knife. It's not an issue. The Spyderco I have here is much more broken in. I do prefer the spider hole, I think, over the thumb studs. And you can do the middle finger flick on the Endura. The best part about the Broken Skull is that the price on this guy was about 45 bucks on Blade HQ, and I snagged that thing like a beast. They go for 80, which is also, I feel like, a really good deal, because you're getting a powdered steel versus these go for about 65, 70, and these are awesome knives, but you're getting VG10, which is also a great steel, but I do like the CTS XHP, I think, a little bit better. The G10 on here is also really good. It's just as grippy as on the Paramilitary 2. Actually, maybe not a perfect comparison. This seems a little bit coarser, but this is still very aggressive G10 on here. This jimping right here is kind of sharp, and yeah, your thumb could still slide on there. You know, I don't use jimping. I don't even know why I even just did that. That's just silly. The paper clip is incredibly tight out of the box, and you do need probably like a piece of paracord to pull tension on there. And if you take a piece of gutted cord, like I have on my work sharp for my lanyard, you can just slide that through like so and pull judiciously. Don't pull too hard, but pull against it like this to help remove some of that tension. Okay, metal has some memory, and you can pull some of that tension out. That way it slides in and out of your pocket much easier when you first get this knife. Man, that thing is freaking way tight. So the action isn't going to be as smooth as on this Paramilitary 2 here. I've really broken in my Endura, so this thing is like silky smooth. I kid you not. I mean, awesome, awesome knife right here. But this thing is no slouch. A lot of people are going to be turned off because it says frickin' Broken Skull Steve Austin. And you know what? I don't really give a crap, dude. This knife is awesome. Okay? You're getting all the things you'd want. It's even thinner than an Endura. It has a deep carry pocket clip. It has a triad lock, which is probably one of the strongest locks on the market. You get this nice CTS XHP steel. The action is doable. You know, this is definitely a freaking awesome blade. I feel bad. I totally should have bought two, but I didn't. So yeah, there you have it. The Cold Steel Broken Skull. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.